And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to day number 4 of cord removal healing. I was just actually running from downstairs to get a glass of water before I started, so catching my breath. So one thing I forgot to do just before coming on the air. But got my water now, so I'm all good. So hope you are all doing well. Hope you have been enjoying the last 4 days of the cord removal healing 10-day challenge. We're again just going to be looking a little bit more deeper into the cord removal healing today. If you guys are again still working with the rhythmic breathing, we're not really going to touch on that too much today. So I suggest just go back to day number 1, number 2, and number 3, where we're talking more about the rhythmic breathing. Right? Should be pretty natural now, understanding its flow. We are going to look into a little bit more tomorrow, but today I want to kind of focus more on just the cord removal healing practice itself. And so we're going to be touching base with that more today. So one of the questions, just when I look back at the chat, when I review the days, is, oh, Brad, I don't know if I'm touching the cord, right? When I'm doing cord removal healing, and I got my notepad, I'm writing down stuff, I'm writing down areas in my emotional body, physical body, mental body of what I want to work on. But as I get into the actual practice itself, into cord removal healing, because I see you doing this, I don't know if I'm touching a cord, right? How do I know that cord is being touched? So it's a good question, right? So do you guys want to do an exercise that will really put your minds at ease if you're curious about whether or not you're touching a cord? Okay, I'll assume you're saying yes, so we'll get into that. So here's what we're going to do. So the big question is, how do I know I'm touching a cord? How do I know the cord is here when I'm putting my finger there? I don't know if I can feel it. I don't know if I can touch it. What's going on? Okay. Well, here's a simple exercise that you can do for confirmation. Hold your hands out like this. Hold the ball. Okay. So I want you all to do this now. Okay. Just take out your hands. Hold the ball. Okay. So I want to ask you guys a question. Are you holding a ball? Okay, so as our hands are out, are you holding a ball? And let's see what the response is in the chat. So you guys do this. Are you holding a ball? Okay, the answer is yes. Yes, I'm holding a ball. Well, no, you're not. There's no physical ball here to hold. Okay? You're holding a magnetic ball. You're holding an energy ball. Okay? So it's the same principle. Okay? If I'm holding my hands like this, I'm not holding a physical ball, but I'm putting my hands together because I feel like I'm holding a ball of energy. Right? It's the feeling that comes in. So again, we're holding the ball like this, right? It's a common Qigong practice, for example. It's even used in martial arts, right? Hold the ball. Okay, but there's no ball that you're holding. You're just putting your hands together like this, but as you tune into it more, you feel a ball of energy around your hands, right? Well, that's the exact same thing we're doing. Grab the cord. It's just like doing this. Hold the ball, grab the cord. So you know that you're grabbing a cord. Just like you know you're holding a ball, right? We're not holding a physical cord. We're not holding a physical ball. But we're grabbing one energetically, okay? Just like we're doing this. So this is where there's a little bit more clarity on this. Because I get that. I've seen a few people ask that question. How do I know I'm grabbing the cord? How do you know you're grabbing the ball? You're just there. You feel it. Okay? So when you're grabbing a cord, that's it. You're just grabbing a cord, and this cord is instantly the cord that represents your conflicts, physically, emotionally, and mentally. So we just grab the cord, and we're there. That says you tricked us. Maybe I did, but hey, it's a good trick. It's a trick that we have to learn, right? So again, that's why some people say, well, Brad, I don't feel this chord. Well, this is why we're doing something like the rhythmic breathing, right? As we do the rhythmic breathing practice, and as we expand ourselves a lot more, you're going to notice that, again, as you're just simply grabbing the chord, just like you would grab the ball, as you do a lot of Qigong practice or Tai Chi practice, or as you do martial arts practice in that way, over time you actually start to feel the energy of that ball, because this is all we're doing. Grab the ball. Okay? And at first, when we're very new to this, right, we're newbies to this. I say, well, I'm grabbing the ball, but what is this? What's this all about? Okay. But as we do it a lot more over time, grab the ball, we actually feel the magnetics within that ball. We can shrink it, and we can expand it. We can rotate it. Okay. This is all Tai Chi and Qigong martial arts. Okay. Over time, you really start to feel the magnetism of that ball, because what are you doing? You're growing your magnetic body. You're expanding it. You're making it stronger. You're making it more potent, right? So this is what we're doing with the breathing exercise, with rhythmic breathing, right? With the 4-2-4-2, with the 6-3-6-3, with the 8-4-8-4. As we do this more and more each and every day, like I said, at least 2 sessions per day. And as you do that more and more over time, you'll notice that when you grab the cord, it's energetic, yes, but when I start to move it, I can actually feel it with my heart. I can actually feel like my magnetic heart is moving at the same time, because I'm growing this. I'm cultivating the magnetic energy within my body. The magnetic body is becoming far more potent, right? So just like I grab the ball, and I feel the magnetism with the ball, okay, over time, because I'm getting used to it. Same thing with the cord. I can now move it up, down, left, right. And I can feel that magnetism on my heart over time. So this is all I'm telling you guys to do. Like, you do not have to get yourself into such an analysis of saying, okay, I think I'm grabbing the cord right now. Are you thinking that you're grabbing the ball? You don't have to think that you're grabbing a ball. You're grabbing the ball. Okay? You don't have to think that you're grabbing a cord. You're grabbing a cord. Okay? That's all we're doing. Grab the cord is exactly the same as grabbing the ball. Okay? So hopefully that puts your guys' minds at ease. Okay? That's all we're doing. We're just grabbing the cord, and as soon as we grab that cord, it is instantly assigned with all of the elements that you want to work with pertaining to the physical, emotional, and mental bodies. Okay? So let's go through that again from the top with the notepad, okay? Or with your phone, or with your tablet, with your notebook, etc. Okay? So we write down physical body, then emotional body, then mental body. Okay? So what is it that I want to work on today? If I'm scanning my body, that's the first thing you want to do. You want to just get yourself relaxed. And I'm just scanning the body. How's the body feeling? Okay, so I might want to work on the shoulder a bit today. On a bit of my left shoulder. Left shoulder's been improving a little bit, but there's still a little bit of stuff there. Okay, so I'm going to say left shoulder in my physical body. Anything else? No? Everything feels good. It's just a little bit of the left shoulder, I would say. Okay, so a little bit of the left shoulder. Emotional-wise, how am I feeling? Well, I'm always feeling great, so I'll have to make something up. Just feeling really exhausted, not getting enough sleep, feeling exhausted, irritable. Okay, that's fine. We'll write down exhausted, irritable. Okay, if that's all we can think of, we just write that down. Anything else in the emotional body? No, that's it. Just exhaustion, irritability that comes up. So a little bit of anger that can come up at times, right? So that's fine. We can put that down. Okay, then we go into the mental body. How is the mental body feeling, right? So let's say, for example, yeah, still feeling kind of lonely, feeling kind of abandoned in that way. There's an abandonment feeling, okay? Just feeling like people don't understand me, feeling like I'm kind of here all by myself and not being able to relate to the world, right? So that's a feeling of abandonment, for example, okay? So we put that down in the mental body. So there we have some elements to work together with, okay? Left shoulder, a little bit of anger through exhaustion and irritability, and mental body feels, again, abandonment, loneliness, right? So just something that represents a mental confine, something that basically pulls at our beliefs, okay? Looking at a belief and thinking and just realizing how confining that belief is. And that confinement of belief represents the feeling of loneliness or abandonment, okay? So that's what we're writing down here. So like I said, you just have to kind of talk these things out. You have to talk these things out and say, okay, emotionally, how am I feeling? Okay, so here's a feeling of exhaustion. Here's a feeling of irritability. Or Brad talked about the 3 core emotions. Okay, anger, sadness, fear. Which one of these 3 would best be appropriate? That was exhaustion, irritability. So that feels like a bit of anger. Is there any sadness there? No. Is there any fear there? No. Just a feeling of a bit of anger. Okay, great. So that's what we put down. Mental body. So looking at the belief mainframe, looking at the walls and conditions of our reality. Has anything felt like it's been violated? Has anything feel like it's come up recently that we feel is a barrier, that we feel is a confinement with ourselves? So there's that feeling of loneliness, people not being able to understand me, feeling like I'm the only person in the world who may know what's going on, right? Or maybe I'm the only person in the world who doesn't know what's going on. Maybe it's the opposite, okay? So it's just that feeling of that loneliness. It's that feeling of that abandonment. So when you're looking at the mental body, look at the 3 traumas, right? Rejection, abandonment, abuse. Okay, we are rejected because we're not getting approval. We're not getting approval in any particular way. Okay, we feel abused because we feel that harmfulness, right? We feel victim consciousness, victimization. We feel abandoned, right? So because we become dependent on others. We feel that we cannot get the answers ourselves, and so we become dependent upon others. How should I run my life? Because I feel lonely. I feel just completely like an outcast. I feel separate. Okay, so these are giving ideas of those 3 traumas. Okay, you may also say that there may be some addictions that are coming up as well too. Well, that too would be mental body. Okay, if we're seeing some addictions, right? Addictions to alcohol, addictions to smoking, addictions to drugs, okay? Addictions to porn, to sex, okay? That is all mental body. So whenever we're looking at something pertaining to addictions, that's where the mental body comes in, okay? So if I feel addiction to alcohol, okay, that will go into the mental body. Now I may want to add on to that and saying, well, how do I feel when I have that addiction? Do I feel very aggressive? Oh yeah, if I don't have alcohol in me, or if I don't have a cigarette, then I'm going to get really aggressive. Okay, so there's anger there. So we'd put that in the emotional body. What about physically? Is there anything physically in my body? If I don't have a cigarette, or if I don't have a drink, right? How does my body feel? It gets numb. It gets really numb and stiff, okay? And especially around the chest and the arms, I just feel numb and stiff. Okay, so we put that down in the physical body at the same time. So again, just like BCR, cord removal healing works together with everything, okay? So it works with the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, just as the BCR technique does at the same time. So this is why I say you don't need a prerequisite for either of these techniques. Whether you're doing BCR technique, whether you're doing cord removal healing, you can start with this right off the bat, okay? And again, as you're doing that rhythmic breathing, this is also beneficial for BCR technique, because this is where you're going to learn how to, again, cultivate that magnetic energy so you can feel that love energy coming into yourself at the same time. Okay? So just a reminder for that. All right, so now we have our elements. We're able to do some work now on the cord removal healing. Okay? So let's go ahead now and start with grabbing the cord. Just like you grab the ball, grab the cord. Okay? As soon as you grab that cord, immediately assigned with everything that's on your notepad. Okay? So now we want to test the cord. We want to do a cord check. Okay? So here I am with a sore shoulder. Here I am with irritability, a little bit of anger. Here I am with a feeling of abandonment, loneliness. Okay? So I'm just going to imagine that I'm going to have those things. And I'm kind of moving the cord around. Okay? It's not as strong as a steel cable, but it feels like it's mildly strong. It's moderately strong. Okay? So it's kind of like a slightly out of tune guitar string, right? That's a little bit loose. Okay? It's not majorly loose, but it's moderate. Okay? That's good. So I'm testing out the cord. Now the reason why we're testing out the cord is because we're seeing the severity of how deep these situations that we have on the notepad is with us. And the cord tells us this. Okay? So just like if I was telling you to grab the ball, and if I was telling you to expand it, you would feel the ball expanding. If I was telling you to compress the ball, you would feel the ball compressing. If I would tell you to rotate the ball, you would feel yourself rotating the ball. Okay? Same thing with the cord here. If I'm telling you to move it up and down, left and right, no more different than moving the ball. Okay? So you're moving the cord. right? Up and down, left and right, and you're just letting the magnetics work for itself, just like I'm doing with the ball here, okay? I'm not controlling the magnetics. I'm just controlling the expansion of the ball, making it wider, or contracting the ball, making it thinner, okay? Or again, I can rotate it, okay? So I'm not controlling the feeling of the magnetics. I'm just controlling the size, the shape, okay, the rotation of the ball altogether. Same thing here. I'm not controlling the magnetism. I'm just trying to move it up and down, left and right. Up and down, left and right, which gives me an impression about how tight that cord is. Because if that cord is loose, well, we should know this, right? What's the pop quiz, right? If we have a loose cord, what do we do? Okay, so if I have a strong cord here, it's as strong as a steel cable, right? We can't touch it, right? It's a very strong steel cable. We of course have to work with that. What do we do if this cord is loose, if it's flimsying around, if it's like a wet noodle? What do we do with that? We cut it. You got it. Okay. Very good, Carolyn. Yes, we cut it. So we got that weak cord. We cut it. Okay. So if it's strong or if it's semi-strong, that's where we have to go through the process. If it's weak, we can cut it right away, but we still want to get the white ball going. We still want to get the process going because we're starting to attach a new cord, and we want the love energy there in the white ball to run the current through that new cord that we plug into ourselves, okay? So if it's a loose cord and you cut it, and you're kind of jumping ahead a little bit, okay? Not too much, but just a little bit, because we still want to get that white ball there, okay? So again, we just do that cord check, okay? So it's kind of semi-strong, okay? All right, so now that it's semi-strong, now we can start working on helping to weaken this cord. So again, opposite hand is going right to the center of the chest, and again, we're seeing the white ball. We're seeing a hollow white ball in the center of the chest. So what do we do next, guys? So this is the next pop quiz. So we've indicated that this is a semi-strong cord, okay? We're placing our opposite hand on the chest, and we feel the white ball. What do we do next? What's the next step? After we put our hand here, we feel the hollow white ball. What do we do next? Energy ball going to the cord, feel with love. We're doing reinforcement, guys. It's reinforcement. So this is basically where we're going into. We're going into reinforcement just like we do with BCR. Okay, so if my hand here is holding the cord, my other hand is here, I feel the white ball. So what's our next step? It's reinforcement. Okay, so we're bringing reinforcement in. So this is where I tell a person, imagine you're in your bed, you're getting out of your covers, you're walking to the bathroom, you look in the bathroom mirror, you look into your eyes. Okay, if I have a bad shoulder, okay, I'm imagining that what is the opposite of that bad shoulder? Well, I'm seeing my shoulder in great shape, okay? So I tell that person, okay, let me just use one of your guys' names as a sample here, okay? Lisa. Okay, so I would say to Lisa, Lisa has a bad shoulder. Lisa, go ahead and look in the mirror and see that shoulder as already better. Okay. Now maybe Lisa says, well, you know what, I can't. I just can't really visualize that because the pain is pretty great at my shoulder and I'm trying to visualize it, but it's just not quite clicking in. What do we do, guys? We go to plan B. Okay, what's plan B? Reinforcement affirmation. So I would tell Lisa, okay, just place your hand upon your shoulder right now where it's sore. Okay? And just feel out your shoulder. Okay? It's getting better and better. 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 Lisa says, oh my God, that works. It's getting better and better. I can start to feel it working better. Great. That's why we do it. Okay? So that's our plan B reinforcement. If we cannot do plan A, which is just visualizing and feeling, that our shoulder is 100% better. This is what we're doing with plan A. We're just remembering a moment in our life where our shoulder was in perfect shape. Okay? So maybe we're going back to when we were a kid. Maybe we're going back to when we were a teenager. We're just remembering our shoulder when it was in good shape. Okay? So as we do that, we pull that up and saying, yep, can I see that possibility? Can I see that as my shoulder being in good shape? Yeah, definitely. Okay. Plan A works. Very good. So now we just take that feeling and say, I just want you to imagine like you're looking in the mirror and you just feel that your shoulder is completely better. Person who does plan A, hey, no problem, I can do that. Great. So just pause and just feel that reaction. Feel the feeling of your shoulder being completely well. And now you're putting it in the ball. Okay? So all of that love energy, that reaction, all of those great feelings you sense when you're noticing the shoulder is repairing itself, you're putting it right into the ball. Okay? Oh my goodness, my shoulder feels so amazing. It's wonderful. It's incredible. I can feel it. Okay? And all of that love energy is filling the ball 100%. So if plan A doesn't work, we go to plan B. Okay? Because plan B will definitely work 100%. Okay? My shoulder, it's getting better and better. It's getting better and better. It's getting better and better. And I keep saying that again and again and again until I feel the shoulder is actually feeling better. Good. So now, just before I'm about to react to it, it's like I just press pause and I'm just putting all of those feelings in. So we're not trying to bring those feelings out here. Okay? We're just trying to bring those feelings in here. So just as you feel that sensation, oh my goodness, my shoulder feels better, we're putting it in the ball. Right? So we're not going out here, we're putting it in the ball. And now we feel the ball just getting filled up 100% of the way, and we feel amazing. Great. Okay, same thing with our emotional situation, same thing with our mental situation. I would say, okay, just look in the mirror. You're feeling that strong emotion of irritability, of anger. Okay? And I want you to look at yourself in the eyes and see yourself completely devoid of that anger and irritability. Okay? Plan A may work. You say, yeah, I feel it. I feel happiness. What's the opposite of anger? Well, it's that happiness. It's that joy. It's that complete and total acceptance of everything. Great. That love. Good. Put that in the ball. If a person says, oh, I don't know if I'm getting that. Okay. Then we go on to plan B. I'm feeling better and better. 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 Okay? So when it comes to emotion, I'm feeling better and better. I'm feeling better and better. And I keep saying that until I just start smiling. I am feeling better and better. Good. So let's save that up. Let's save that reaction. Let's put that in the ball. Okay? Filling up the ball. Okay, what about our mental body? Okay, our mental body was talking about abandonment. Okay? Feeling in that sense that we're lonely. Okay? So I want you to look into the mirror. And I want you to see that devoidance of loneliness, that devoidance of abandonment altogether. And what are you replacing it with? I'm feeling together. I'm feeling in union. I'm feeling in union with my heart. I'm feeling in union with my soul. I'm feeling in union with all souls. I'm feeling in union with God. Wonderful. There's that togetherness. There's that unity. There's that love and support and encouragement. Oh, yes, I feel that. Okay. There's plan A. Plan B, oh, I don't know if I'm feeling that. Okay. I'm feeling better and better. 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 Right? Emotional body, mental body. I'm feeling better and better. I'm feeling better and better. I'm feeling better and better. Putting all of that in the ball, because now we start to smile. We know it's working when we start to smile. We know it's working when we start to feel kind of like that blush of the cheeks, right? So we can kind of feel, it's like just that moment when a person is just about to smile, you can kind of feel that flush in the cheeks. Okay, it's exactly what we want. How are you feeling? Oh, feels so good. Okay, don't spread it outwards. Put it in the ball. Okay, 100%. All of it's in the ball now. Great. So we tackled all three of those elements within the physical, emotional, and mental bodies. Now we got 100% fuel here. This is our love energy. Okay? So now, again, like I said, the cord is right here. And I've been using my left hand here, let's say, for example. Okay. And now we just start running the love energy through the cord. Okay? So I'm taking a deep breath in. I'm absorbing the love energy with my inhaling breath through the nose. And now I'm slowly exhaling through the nose. And I'm imagining that that is a current that is being fed through the cord here. This is the old conflicting cord. Okay? And as I'm continuing to pump more of that current of love energy into this distorted cord, it starts to bend, right? You see my hand here. You see how it starts to bend. It bends. It bends, right? So now I can test it. Okay, it's a weak, wet noodle of a cord. So now that it's weak, I can cut it out. Okay, so I cut the cord. I hand it off to the side. Spirit, take care of it. Let it be done. Simple as that. Okay, and I reach ahead. I grab a cord. I plug it into the heart. Okay, and I'm just holding the cord right here. It's a hollow cord. There's nothing in it. It's simply neutral right now. Okay, so we have to fill it with our love energy inside the white ball in the center of our chest. Okay, so again, we inhale, exhale through the nose, running that current through this new cord, and we're testing it as we're continuing to breathe. And it should feel as strong as a steel cable. All right, yeah, I can't even budge it anymore. It's completely strong. Very good. Okay, so then we can talk to the love energy inside our chest. We can either, again, store it there, or again, we just want to say, put yourself in every cell in my body, right? Or again, we can command that love energy, just like we do in the BCR technique, okay? So with all that love energy contained in the white ball, you now can command what you want that love energy to do, okay? So if you want that love energy to go and just replenish your organs, replenish your body, if you want to send that love energy to somebody, you certainly can, okay? You can send it out to your environment. You can use it through the power of your manifestation if you're looking to manifest something, right? You're just telling it exactly what your affirmation is, right? I want to find a new place to live. I want to find a really beautiful place to live, right? Love energy, make it so, right? So love energy goes out and starts sending all of these opportunities to you, okay? So basically, when we're saying our intention to our love energy, this is what I taught you guys in BCR technique. When we're sending our intention out through love energy, we want to be 100% behind what we say, okay? There cannot be any doubts there. If I say, oh, I don't know if I could say this to love energy because I doubt it'll come together, then don't do it. Okay? You want to be 100% certain that what you're commanding your love energy to do, to make sure it's being done, okay? You want to be completely behind it every step of the way. If we have doubt, then we're going to manifest doubt in our reality, right? And it'll still be like us chasing rainbows, running after mirages in the desert because we doubt, okay? So whenever we're commanding our love energy, both through BCR technique and through cord removal healing, be 100% behind your affirmation, that you know it will be done, right? Not a single doubt in your mind. That's how we know the love energy goes to work, right? This is why some people come to me and say, oh, Brad, I'm doing this, but I'm not really feeling much difference. Are you completely behind what you're telling the love energy to do? Not really, that's the problem, okay? You have doubt, okay? We can't have any doubt, not when we're talking to our love energy. We have to be completely behind it. So all we do in the meantime is just say, love energy, just stay here. Just stay here. And love energy will stay there, okay? And you want to work on yourself. You want to eliminate that doubt. That doubt is the cancer of your manifestation, okay? That's what causes the mirages to happen. That's where we're chasing rainbows. So we don't want to have that doubt. We want to make sure that we are eliminating that doubt completely, and we are 100% behind our affirmation, our intention to work together with the love energy. It's also important that you're not seeing the love energy as greater than yourself, okay? This is your love energy. This is you you're talking to, okay? Don't see it as somebody outside of ourselves. Even when we're looking at our love energy entity, it's still us, okay? So do not feel like you are putting the love energy beyond yourself. Do not feel that the love energy is here and you're down here, okay? That also will not work. That is just a shadow of doubt at the same time, okay? So when we're working with our love energy, this is our love. We're commanding it. We're its master. We're on the throne. The love energy is just bowing to us in respect. Master, what would you like me to do for you today? And now you're 100% behind your intention, and you share it, okay? So we want to make sure of that, okay? This is why a lot of people go through blunders pertaining to manifestations. They doubt what they ask for. They doubt what they are commanding. They think the love energy is higher than them, and that again becomes a skewed manifestation, right? You're just, again, running a hamster wheel, okay? So we want to make sure that our love, we're feeling that as within ourselves, okay? It's our servant. We're the king, we're the queen, okay? So the love energy is being that beautiful subject for us because it is us and it's helping us, okay? So very, very important to remember here. So once we've done that, we've brought in the new cord. The cord is now extra tight. We're working with the love energy. We're done, okay? So that is cord removal healing. So we're working together and, again, eliminating all of the conflicts that we feel within the physical body, emotional body, mental body, okay? Not elimination as in kill, 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 but elimination is saying that it no longer exists within my reality, right? I am no longer in alignment to everything that represents those difficulties, those discrepancies, those conflicts. I have now completely shed that skin, right? I've cleared it away, and now I feel this new me right here, right now. I would say it's more of a natural I, right? So that's what we're doing, okay? That is cord removal healing altogether. So like I said, the more that you practice this, and like I said, don't be too over-analytical about grabbing the cord because it's just the same as grabbing the ball, okay? So let's go to questions here. If you guys do have some questions, let me just go up the chat here a bit and work my way down. Okay. Okay, here's a question from Lisa. While doing reinforcement, where is your hand that was holding the cord? Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing that because I was doing demonstration. Okay, but when I'm doing an actual cord removal healing session, when I've done it on myself, I've always kept my cord hand here. Because when I'm teaching you guys, I'm being expressive with my hands, right? So sometimes I won't show the continuity. But if I'm doing an actual session, I'm always keeping my cord hand, whether it's my right hand or left hand, doesn't matter. It's always here. Okay, and so then my other hand is on my chest, okay, and that's the white ball, and that's where I'm going into reinforcement, okay. I'm seeing myself in bed, I'm removing the covers, I'm going into the bathroom, I'm looking in the mirror, okay, I'm seeing the opposites, I'm filling that white ball now, full of that white love energy, okay, I'm breathing it in, I'm running the current through that cord. The cord is now starting to drop. Okay, this is where I now remove my hand from my chest. And then I cut the cord because it's weak. Okay, I hand it off to Spirit. Spirit, take care of it. Okay, then I'm reaching out with my cord hand, which is grabbing the cord before. And I'm pulling in another cord, attaching it to the heart. As I attach it to the heart, I grab the cord. Okay. My left hand comes back here because I'm going to fill it with love energy. Okay, so I inhale, exhale through the nose. Okay, and I'm feeling the cord. I'm wiggling it around. And I keep doing the breath over and over again until that cord is as tight as a steel cable. Okay, so if I have to do 2 breaths, 3 breaths, 4 breaths, 5 breaths, 10 breaths, doesn't matter. I keep doing the inhale and the exhale until I feel that cord magnetically is 100% secure, 100% strong, like a steel cable. Okay? That's the intention. We plug in the new cord. You want that cord as tight as a steel cable because that's your new timeline. So like I said, we're cutting out an old timeline. We're not feeding the problem with the body, the problem with the emotional body, the problem with the mental body. We're not feeding those anymore. That goes when we cut out the cord, okay? That's a timeline. You're cutting out a timeline because in the past, before you did this, you were feeding those impairments, okay? You were feeding your shoulder problem. You were feeding your anger. You were feeding your loneliness and your abandonment, okay? That represents the timeline here. That's now flimsy. So now we're cutting it out. And we're handing it off to Spirit. Spirit, take care of it, okay? That's all I have to do. I don't have to burn it off into a violet flame or anything of that stuff. Keep it simple, guys. Okay? If that's part of your technique, and if you want to do that, that's up to you. But you don't have to do that. Okay? Spirit, take care of it. Right? To the divine, take care of it. Okay? And you're just putting it off to the side. It already is done. It's already taken care of. You don't have to see that cord again. Okay? We're reaching out, grabbing the new cord, putting that love energy through it, making it as strong as a steel cable. Okay? Very, very simple. So I always have a cord hand, and I have my spare hand, okay? So my spare hand can function as a blade, and my spare hand is just holding my chest, representing the white ball there, filling the love energy, okay? So up to you. Either hand, you don't have to worry about. Like I said, guys, let's tone down the intellectualism, okay? I want you guys to look at this like your children, okay? I want your 5-year-old selves listening to me right now. I don't want the adult versions of you, okay? Adult versions are too programmed, okay? There's too much ignorance in the adult program. I want you guys to imagine like you're back in kindergarten again, okay? And you're watching your teacher right now explaining these things to you. It's all very simple, right? The kids get it. They ingest it really quickly. It's like a sponge. Absorbed. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Let's play with it. Great. Great. So I want your inner child to listen to this, okay? This eliminates the ego. This eliminates so much analytical nature. This eliminates ignorance. And you guys are just looking at it very, very simply and saying, okay, they're just following what Brad's saying here. And I'm just being a sponge, and I'm absorbing and absorbing and absorbing. I'm just going to do as he tells me. I'm not trying to get the ego in my head saying, oh, maybe you should do this instead. Maybe you should do that instead. Oh, but Brad's not teaching. Oh, don't listen to Brad. Just do this instead. This is what you need to do instead. I don't want that, guys. I didn't tell you to do that, okay? So when you're going off and you're burning it into a violet flame, guys, I didn't tell you to do that, okay? I told you to go and just say, Spirit, take care of it. Let it be done. If you feel like you have to burn it in a violet flame, then okay. But I'm not telling you to do that, okay? Just follow what I'm teaching you here, okay? Step by step, don't add anything unless I say it's okay to add it. I want you just to follow this step by step by step, exactly as I teach it, okay? As you get good with this, over time, you may feel like you have some things you want to add, okay? But we don't do that at first. We want to get this down. We want this to be natural with ourselves, okay? So please do not add things. Please do not take things out. Just follow this step by step as I teach it to you, okay? And that's the inner child. The inner child will be monkey see, monkey do. No problem. I'll do it everything in regards to what my teacher tells me to do, okay? That's what I want you guys to do, okay? Don't add your own stuff. Just work with it as I teach it to you, step by step, okay? That's just at the beginning, so you can make this natural to you. Once it's natural, if you want to add some stuff, you can, okay? So please follow it in that way. That's what I ask of you to do, okay? Second question by Lisa. Any drawbacks of doing as a process both plan A and plus plan B, plan A visualization and plus plan B, touching and repeat better and better? Why would there be a drawback? Why would you have a drawback with visualization? Why would you have a drawback with affirmation? You wouldn't. Let's put it this way, okay, guys? This is why I say, please follow what I share with you. We work with plan A. Is visualization filling up your white ball? Do you have any problems in regards to plan A whatsoever? No, Brad. I'm completely good with visualization. I put that in my white ball, and it's done. Great. That's all you have to do. Simple as that. Now, I ask another person, with plan A pertaining to visualization, is there a problem there? Yeah, Brad, I can't really visualize too well. Okay, no problem. Let's take plan A out of the picture altogether, and let's do plan B. Here's the shoulder. It's getting better and better. It's getting better and better. It's getting better and better. You do that 10, 15, 20 times. How are you feeling? Great. I'm smiling. I feel great. My shoulder's feeling great. Good. Preserve those feelings. Put it in the white ball. Okay, it's done. Then we go to the emotional body. We do the mental body. Okay? And we do plan B because that person is telling me I'm not so good at plan A. Plan A is visualization. Okay, I'm not too good of a visualizer. All right. No problem. We go to plan B. We do the reinforcement affirmation. It's getting better and better. It's getting better and better. Okay? If I'm doing well in plan A, I don't need to go to plan B. Okay? Guys, you're doing it wrong if you're doing that. If plan A works for you, stay with plan A. Don't just go to plan B because it sounds romantic. Okay? You're going to plan B only if plan A isn't working for you. If you are a visualizer, you stay with plan A because it's filling up love energy. You're just taking on extra work that you don't have to do. Okay? Plan B is more so for the people who have a hard time visualizing. That's why it's called plan B. Okay, if it was meant for me to put both of these together, I would, but that's not the case. Visualization does its own magnificent work. Okay? So you're visualizing and you're feeling, right? So it's visualization and feeling all together. That's what we're doing with plan A. Okay? We may not be able to be very visual, so we go off to plan B. Okay? So plan B only comes into the picture when you have a hard time visualizing. Okay? If you cannot do plan A, please go to plan B. Okay? That's what it's for. So we're not really doing any drawbacks or anything because they both work, but we're working with the plan that works best for us. Okay? How can you get a drawback when you're reinforcing love energy into yourself? You can't. Okay? That is completely contradictory. Okay? There's no drawbacks with either of those plans, but you're working with the plan that suits you best. Okay? That's why there's a plan A. That's why there's a plan B. Okay? So like I said, don't form a romanticism around the plans. Work with the plan that best suits you. Okay? All right, moving down the list here. This one is from Jenny. Jenny says, is it more beneficial to do both BCR and cord removal on the same day, or is it enough to do one? That depends on the person. I can't really answer that question. Okay? If you guys, for example, are coming here and you've done the 30-day BCR technique and saying, I know how good the BCR technique is, and it works wonderfully for me, keep doing BCR technique. Okay? And you've done the cord removal healing and say, yeah, I like the cord removal healing as well too. Maybe I'll do both. Or I like the cord removal healing better than the BCR, so I'll do the cord removal healing. It's up to the person. Guys, there's no rule here. Okay? Both of these healing methods are available to you, whether you like one or the other or both. Okay? You have to get to know your patterns. Okay? This is something I cannot help you with. So, this is some extra homework. I want you guys to identify your patterns. I want you to find out for yourselves, what you feel is helpful for you. Not because you're trying to appease me. Okay? Not because you're trying to appease anybody else. What is your pattern? Brad, I love BCR technique more than cord removal healing. Great. Then do BCR technique. Brad, I love cord removal healing, then I do BCR technique. Great. Then do cord removal healing. Brad, I love them both, and I'm going to integrate both into my daily routine. Fantastic. Or Brad, I'm going to do BCR one day, and I'm going to do cord removal healing the next day. Great. Go for it. You see, guys? These are patterns. Okay? I'm not grading you guys. I'm not giving you guys A pluses or F minuses. Okay? You're doing what feels good for you. You have to get to know who you are. You are not doing this because you're trying to please Brad. You're not trying to please your teacher. Okay, I get a lot of people saying, oh, Brad, I've had such great success. That's great. I'm really happy for that you've had success. Okay? But I want you to be super happy about your own success. That's where I want you guys to be. When you've made a breakthrough, when you've made a great transformation, either through BCR or through CRH or through a combination of the two, you want to celebrate you. It's time for you to celebrate yourself. You have to get to know yourself. You have to know your patterns. Okay? So maybe BCR technique or CRH is good for you to do right in the morning. Right? So there's a pattern. Or it's in the afternoon, or it's in the evening, or it's multiple times per day. Great. That's what makes all of us unique. We have to know our patterns. But many of us are afraid to explore our own patterns. We have to ask why. Why is there a fear in you guys exploring yourselves? In being able to explore your patterns? In being able to realize your capabilities? You are gods. Okay? And you have to get behind that. Realize that you are gods. Do not come to me because you're trying to please me. You don't need to please me. I'm already happy that you're here. Okay? I am not your teacher. I'm not a teacher, I would say, that grades you. I'm a teacher that teaches you these things. But I'm not here to give you a report card. Let's see, okay. Jenny here, A- for attention, D- for effort, whatever it is. No. I'm not giving you guys any of those kind of grades because those are ridiculous. Those are all ego gratifications. Okay? We have to get that out of our system. We have to clear out the sensation of wanting gratification from the ego. Oh, but Brad, I'm so much farther ahead than I was before. Who cares? I'm not grading you with that. Why do you care about such things? Is it a sprint or a marathon? It's neither. Right? What are you running a marathon with? Oh, to be my true self. There's no such thing. How can you run a marathon through the infinite? You can't. How can you run a sprint through the infinite? You can't. So who is it that's judging you? Who is it that's critiquing you? Who is it that's grading you? Who's saying that this is a race, this is a competition? You are. It's your own ego. It's your own ego gratification. So that's something that should be on your list of things to remove. Okay? The feeling of immense gratification. It's approval, because if I don't get approval, it's rejection. Okay? So there's rejection, there's approval. Right there, that's the mental body. Okay? And the emotional body is saying, how am I feeling if I don't get approval? I get pretty bitter, I get pretty angry, I get pretty upset. Okay? I get sad. So there's sadness and there's anger right there. Okay? So, ego gratification. One of the biggest things we have to clear out, because we just want somebody else to pat us on the back so that we can fulfill our own ego promise, our own ego gratification. I need somebody to pat me on the back. Why? Why do I need somebody to pat me on the back? Oh, to make me know I'm doing a good job. Why don't you feel yourself that you're doing a good job? Oh, because I don't trust myself. Oh, there you go. There's another thing that needs to go on your list. You don't trust yourself. You are untrusting. You're untrusting of others and you're untrusting of yourself. So again, that also comes down to a state of rejection. Okay, so we got to put that down. So again, guys, I'm not here to grade you. I'm not here to also pat you on the back all the time because you want that. If you say, Brad, I had this success story, great, awesome, keep working with that. So there's a light encouragement there on my behalf. But so many people just want me to keep patting them on the back, because many of them cling to my legs and say, Brad, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Please just give me approval. Please just give me approval. And I'll look at you and say, that's rejection. That's something that needs to go on your list. Okay? So I am not here, guys, to constantly pat you on the back. I'm happy if you make breakthroughs. That's great. But I want you to be much more excited about it than me. Okay? That's you getting on your own side. And that's you doing the great work. Okay? That's what's important. Okay? So I just wanted to put that out there. Okay. Okay, sorry guys, we just had a bit of a spammer on the chat here. I just cleared them out. Okay. So let me just go down the list here a bit more. Sean says, can cord removal be repeated on exactly the same issue to speed up healing, or is this the lack of faith? Well, it is kind of both in that way, right? If you feel that, again, you're not doing enough because, well, firstly, you're not behind this, okay? You have a lot of doubt within yourself. Remember, like I said, doubt is that sabotage, okay? So with cord removal, to be repeated on the exact same issue, is that you're not really putting a lot of faith in yourself to know that this can be done, okay? So like I said, when you're working together with the cord, and like I said, you know it's tight, we want to concentrate here next, okay? We want to be in that heart center, or rather I'd say in the white ball, okay? The heart center, yes. The white ball, we're going into the mirror, we're filling ourselves with love energy, because here's the thing, some of us are shy in giving ourselves the appropriate amount of love energy to make a difference. This is why I say your white ball in the center of your chest needs to be 100% full, okay? Once it's 100% full, this is all based upon your faith. This is your faith healing inside the white ball, right? I can feel the shoulder completely better. I can see my emotions clearing away. I can see my mental body clearing away completely because I'm putting all this feelings into that white ball and it's 100% full completely. Great. That's your faith, okay? This should really just be, Sean, a one thing, okay? As soon as you cut that cord away, because you are trusting the process, you're 100% behind it, you should not have to repeat this again. Okay? There's going to be other areas that you're going to discover, but this is the exact same teaching I gave for BCR technique. This is why I say when you guys are expanding the ball in BCR, you're making it bigger and bigger and bigger until it's 10 out of 10 on the scale in the love energy. Okay? Someone's saying, oh yeah, it's like 5 out of 10. No, that's not good enough. Okay? So a person who just fills their ball half the way, I said, that's not good enough. Okay? I want 100% of your white ball full. That's your pure faithful energy. That is you 100% convinced that you can overcome all the stuff that you're going through. And you can clear out that cord because that cord is the representation of everything that is your impairment. Everything that represents impediments, impairments, injury, fallacies, conflicts, difficulties, discrepancies. That's what that old cord represents. And then we weaken it down. Okay? So Sean, when your cord is weak, when it's flimsy, that is you yourself telling you, I'm overcoming this. I've completely overcome it. It doesn't even faze me anymore. I'm imperturbable to it. Okay? So it's flimsy, and I cut it away, and I hand it off to Spirit. Take care of it. Okay? That is your own conviction. That's your conviction telling you 100%, I'm over these things. They do not touch me anymore because they're weak. Okay? It's a weak cord, right? And it's flimsy, and I can cut it away, and I can hand it off to Spirit. Great. Now I grab another one. Now I put it here. This is a new timeline, and I'm plugging it directly into the heart. And I run that energy through. I run the love energy through the white ball, through the breath, through it like a current, and it's as strong as a steel cable. Great. So that should be done. That should be finished. As far as that's gone, I've cleared away that layer of myself. We're clearing away a lot of layers within ourselves, but that layer is now clear. Okay? Now, the most important thing as well, too, is that we're not feeding this thing constantly, okay? Because this is how cords can grow back, even when you cut them, right? We still go into the habit through the ego and through our ignorance to try and feed those things again. Okay, I'm still not taking good care of my body. So my shoulder gets sore again, right? I'm not realizing that I've broken free with that and that I'm being responsible to take care of my body. That's all part of the new timeline. Okay, I'm eating well, I'm exercising well, I'm taking care of myself. That's part of the new timeline. That's the new cord. Okay, I'm working together to encourage myself and to support myself and to work well with myself. I'm not bashing myself to bits, thinking that oh, woe is me and I'm the only lonely one here and nobody else cares about me and I'm abandoned. Okay, I'm not feeding that anymore. I said that there's a place beyond that because I've overcome that, right? With conviction, I've completely overcome that. So I'm not being that person anymore. Okay, so you cannot feel these things once they're cut. But over time, if you start going back into the rhythm of the old patterns, then they start to build up again. It takes a bit of time, but nonetheless it happens. Okay, so when we cut that cord, we're telling ourselves we're a new person. We're someone brand new now. And I'm not looking into abandonment issues or loneliness. I'm taking good care of my body. I'm not going into these exhaustion states of anger and all that, because I'm seeing the happiness. So I'm promoting that constantly through my new day, because this is what the new cord signifies. Okay? So we are not feeding the old tendencies. The old tendencies have been thrown away as soon as we cut the cord. Okay? You are not just cutting this together as a physical demonstration. Okay? You are cutting that out of yourself altogether. That is leaving the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body. That is what that cord signifies, and it changes. You shift. Okay? I know this because I do this, right? I do cord removal healing quite often, and I cut these cords out and I remove them. And now I just don't feel anything in regards to those old things, because now I'm renewing myself with a new path, with a new timeline. Okay? So with your 100% conviction, you should not have to come back to the same old things. That needs to be your conviction, 100%. You've cut them out, you've let them go. You put a new cord into yourself, you're strengthening that new cord, and you're making it happen. Okay? Thank you, Sean. All right. Let's go down the list here a bit more. Stacy says, anyone else get emotional when they grab the cord? That's maybe a question that people have to ask. Okay. Do I get emotional when I grab a cord? Depends. Depends on what's being removed. So sometimes it can happen. Okay. Okay. So yeah, guys, I know we had a troll in the chat, all right, by the name of Evil Betty. So when we have people like that come in the chat, guys, don't give them power. Okay? You have people like that will come in. This happens on my other broadcasts as well, too. I see that there's people that come in and they're trolls. Okay? Don't give them power. Right? If you guys want, you can just say, Brad, there's a troll here in the chat. This is their name. Can you please remove them? No problem. I'm more than happy to do that. So I can see with her messages that, especially with the name Evil Betty, yeah, that's just someone that doesn't belong here. So glad you guys pointed that out to me anyways. Okay. Okay. So don't worry, guys. She's been removed. Okay. I'm just going through the chat here to see if there's any other questions that we may have. I think it looks like everybody is good from what I can see. Okay, here's one from Peace here. Pierce says, Brother Brad, do you know if the ego has a shape or look? Please, Brad, this is an important question for us. It's fine. This is completely in relevance to what we're talking about today. Okay. No, it does not. It takes your own form. It takes your own shape. It takes your own tendencies. Okay. It's like this shadow. Okay. The ego, like I said, is kind of like a phantom shadow. It basically grasps onto you. It's kind of like a parasite in that way. And basically, if we're looking back into Kriya Yoga traditions, Lahiri Mahashai, which is, again is the disciple of Mahavatar Babaji, and one of the great Kriya Yoga teachers, talked about what's known as the 3 knots. Okay, Forrest Knudsen also talks about this, that there are basically knots that are contained within our body that represents the confining of the ego within ourselves, which means there's a lot of deep inner practice that we have to work with to help clear the ego out completely. Now, can it be done? Yes. Is it thorough? Absolutely. It's one of the most thorough things you can ever look at, because, like I said, the ego pervades everything pertaining to the mind. Okay, the mind is the ego is the mind. Okay, but it's like a phantom. Okay, and the ego again starts to work together. It's almost like a type of AI in that way, although it's not really an AI. It's more of an organism in that way. But there's just this, it's this shadow aspect of ourselves, right? And this shadow aspect of ourselves has no form whatsoever. It has no form, it has no shape. It grasps onto us, and it tries to take our form. It tries to take our shape. It tries to, again, look into our thoughts and tries to duplicate those thoughts. No one can really fully explain what the ego is other than being kind of like a phantom parasite. It's basically the best way you can put it. But it really is representing the nature of the shadow self. It's like our shadow. It has no form of its own. And like I said, it's always talking here. But as soon as you notice it, it goes away. Okay? Ego's saying, oh, come on, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do cord removal healing. Remember this, blah, 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 blah. Huh? Wait a minute. and you turn, and the ego's gone. Okay? So as soon as you're looking for the ego, you'll never find it, because it has no physical form, it has no physical shape, or anything of that nature. It is like our shadow. Okay? It is truly the shadow self. Okay? So this is what we're looking to clear away. This is where we have to do the inner work. So we're no longer getting into the confinement of duality. Okay? This is why this is all leading you guys into the non-dual. When we go into the non-dual, everything is perfection, everything is pure, everything is calmness, everything is centered, everything is one, everything is God, everything is consciousness, right? So when you look at someone like Evil Betty coming in here, that again represents a personification of the shadow self, right? They come in and they will say, oh, this is a cult. This is a cult, guys, and this is not real. You need to pray. You need to pray, okay? That's how they get it. And so many of you guys can see through that. Say, wait a minute, here's the ego. And they're gone. We have physical manifestations of the shadow self in the world. That's what happens. People watch these programs, they watch these videos, they go onto other channels as well too, and they instantly start to degrade. That's part of what they do. It kind of goes back to what Jesus says, forgive them for they know not what they do. And it's true. You have to look at the pure, innocent soul behind all of these wretched ego programs. Okay? So, yes, this again is all the ego at work. The ego has physical manifestations, and it works through people. And people don't even know that they're doing this, and they become hypnotic. And it becomes hypnosis programs, and they come out and they start trashing everybody. And they start saying people, they don't know what you're talking about. They start gaslighting you. Okay? This is all part of shadow self-programming, separate self-programming. So we just have to be mindful of that. Okay? Another thing is that we don't try to retaliate against it. We just notice it's there, and we cut it out. We just notice it's there, and we cut it out. Just like you're cutting out the cords here. If we start retaliating against it, you're fighting a fight that will last a very, very, very long time. So that's not what we do. We look at these people, right? Again, we may see this manifestation of the shadow self like claws coming out and saying, why are you following this? This is a cult. This is a cult and you shouldn't be following this. This man's trying to make a bunch of money off you, even though he's doing this stuff for free. Shame on him. Right? So they will get the claws out. And like I said, I've been dealing with people like that for years, right? Been doing this 13 years, and I've been working with people like that for 13 years. It's nothing new to me at all, okay? I don't even really bear it in mind. I just say, okay, there's a spammer here, take them out. It's okay. Cut it out, it's done. Let them go their own way. But at the same time, I'm contemplating that person called Evil Betty, and I'm just saying, let her return to God. Let her to return to pure consciousness, because this path will not get her anywhere, right? So we just contemplate their safe return to the divine. That's all, okay? The rest is up to them. But nonetheless, we are contemplating our own coming into the divine, okay? That's what's important. So yes, to answer your question piece, there is no shadow, there is no shape or look or form of the ego other than it duplicating you, okay? That's why we call it the shadow self or the separate self. All right? Thank you very much. Okay. Yep. Okay, I think we're good, guys. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up for today. So again, I'll be back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Yeah, what's tomorrow? Thursday? Yep. So there's no New Earth practices this week. It'll be next week, okay? So we'll be back 10:30 a.m. Pacific tomorrow morning for the next day of the cord removal healing. Keep practicing this, guys. Practice, practice, practice. Work with your rhythmic breathing at the same time as well. Let this become natural to you, all right? Thank you so much, everybody, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow morning. Take care and be well.